A spasm twisted his face, and he shook his head. Screams of pain tore their way from his throat as he yelled in a language I couldn't understand. He dropped his arms, his face etched with tears and enough sorrow to fill uncounted centuries. He shook his head in surrender. "Ildor!" I screamed. "Wait! I don't understand!" Then he disappeared. I turned, seeking knowledge or solace from Gale or Bolt or one of the Vigil, but no one spoke past the shock of having seen the Fate. Pelin and Toria sat open-mouthed and gaping. I would have been tempted to gloat, but something with Ildor had gone terribly wrong. Too many thoughts filled my head, and the walls within my mind threatened to collapse. I needed space to think. Rising, I pushed through the chairs and, without waiting to see if anyone would follow, made my way into the sultry afternoon air. Moist breezes off the southern sea warmed my skin, but cold filled my heart. Peripherally, I noted that Gale, Bolt, and Rory shadowed me. I need to think. A memory of an inn in Boonard where I'd always been welcome thawed a bit of the ice in my heart. I looked to Bolt. "Is there a place like Brabant's here?" He nodded, and set our path toward the center of Edring. Chapter 2. Pelin sat at the table, waiting for the sounds of Dura's departure to fade, holding himself still against the reeve's possible return. Across from him, Toria and Fess maintained the same posture. After a few moments, Custis and Volsk rose with mumbled farewells to make their return to the library in Sinistall. But Toria and Fess remained, their gazes avoiding his, but watching him all the same. Pelin sighed and pushed his chair back in preparation for his departure. "You didn't tell him," Toria Deal said. Still seated, he stopped to answer the accusation, wishing she'd been more specific. "No, I thought it best not to." Toria nodded without indicating agreement. "Eldest, I fail to understand the logic of this needless deception." "No, definitely not agreement." "Needless? I think not." He chose his next words with care. Toria had yet to confirm his suspicions about Ildor's visitation, and he would not allow his shock and wonder to betray him. "Lord Dura, despite his strengths, is still a question to us," he said, turning the conversation from Ildor's unexpected reality and instruction to Dura's vault. Surprising him, Toria turned to her apprentice. "And what do you think, Fess?" "Me?" In another time, Pelin might have smiled. "You are one of the Vigil," Toria said. "It is possession of the gift, not the longevity of it, that entitles you to speak your mind." He shook his head, and the unruly thatch of blonde hair atop it shifted in response. "I have no opinion to offer. Yet." Toria's face mirrored Pelin's own surprise. "I don't have centuries or even decades of experience to draw upon." Fess shrugged. "If you are asking me about Willet, he was known to us in the Urchins for years before he became a lord and then one of the Vigil. That's my polite way of saying I've known him longer than you have. He has a way of seeing to the heart of people, imagining himself as that person, and then reacting the way they would." "Undoubtedly he has a very strong talent for others," Pelin said, grateful for the opportunity to steer the conversation away from Ildor and his improbable message. He waved his hand in a circular motion. "Please, continue." "Lady Bronwyn said as much when we were traveling together. I think somewhere deep down inside, Willet knew what it was like for us in the Urchins. That's why he helped us so much. The Church Fathers called it a gift of empathy." Pelin gave Fess an indulgent smile. "I've read them. Many of the Church's early clerics were expansive in their theological speculations. There's no mention of any such gift in the exordium of the liturgy." Fess met his gaze steady without looking away.